Alright guys, welcome again. This is Codrix Limited. Today we are going to be discussing a very sensitive topic, which is broken access control. We are going to be talking about broken access control, right? What makes How is it possible that an ordinary user can suddenly gain administrative access? And we are going to be demonstrating it in real time, right? So let me just visually explain what broken access control means. So you have an application, right? So this is your application here. So let's say you have every application. Let's call this side the admin. So we'll represent it with A, and let's call this side the user, right? So we'll represent it with U. Now, a user comes, right? This is your login form. So, depending on your architecture, a user comes, sees a centralized login page or whatever. Now, the user supplies their details, maybe probably username and password or email and password, whichever way you are using. Now, your system, this your client sends a request to the server, right? So let's say this is your server now. Your client sends a request to your server. Now your server on the other hand checks, identify the user, then sends a response back to your server, to your user, the client. Then the client logs in successfully, right? So let's say your client logging in, after this your user logged in, the URL is your site name forward slash user forward slash dashboard, right? So let's say this is the path to their account. So the user is logged in successfully. Now, for your admin end, on the other hand, let's say the path is your website name forward slash probably staff or whichever you use, staff slash admin or administrator as the case may be, right? So now this is the path to your admin and this is the path to your user dashboard. Now for anybody to gain access to this path, the person ought to supply their credentials, right? And the system is supposed to vet that this person actually exists before giving them access to this admin area. Now, for with broken access control, what happens is that this person is logged in and then this person just changes the URL, right? Manipulates the URL. So instead of forward slash u slash d, the person changes it to forward slash s slash a, and the person gain access to administrative panel, meaning that the system is not doing proper authentication to vet or verify who is going into the administrative end, right? So such scenario is called broken access control. Now, an ordinary user will not really have much time to be guessing this, right? Will not have time to be guessing the path and all that. And most times, the broken access control is not that weak most times, right? So sometimes it is much more protected than just typing the URL, but it's still broken in the sense that proper authentication and validation is not being done before logging the user in. So today we are going to be testing that particular claim, right? We are going to be testing that claim. So first, for us to be able to test our broken access control, we are going to be needing a tool, and the tool we are going to be using is Bob Suite, right? There are other tools you can use, like we have the OWASP Zap, right? You can use the OWASP Zap like this, right? You can download it. It's a free version. It's an open source version of the Bob, right? So you can just download this. But in this video, we are going to be using Bob, so you can go ahead and just download Bob Suite, right? So click on Bob Suite. You can download it from Port Swiggers, their official website, right? So you based on depending on the operating system you are using. If you are using Linux, if you are actually using maybe Kali Linux, Bob is already pre-installed. Just open up your terminal and type Bob, B-U-R-P, right? Bob is going to launch it for you. But if you are on Windows, you will need to reinstall it manually. So you can just click depending on your system architecture, just click, right, and download it. When you finish installing it, when you launch it, you are going to have something like this. Now Bob have two versions. We have the community version, which is free for use, though advanced some advanced features are hidden behind paywall, but the free ones are sufficient to test web applications, right? So yeah, the free version. Another thing you need to know about the community version is that any project that you are working on is called a temporary project. So temporary project in the sense that the moment you exit Bob, that project is gone. You cannot resume project. So if you want to resume project, you have to subscribe, right? So the community version is actually okay for what we want to do. So let's launch Bob. Another thing you are going to need is your target, right? The website that you want to actually test. Now, it is offense or it is a crime to just go online, take any website and start testing. It is actually an offense, right? But there are softwares or deliberately vulnerable applications out there that were designed for learning. One of them is the OWASP Juice, which you can self-host inside your computer, or you can get a mini, even the free version of Oracle Cloud and AWS can actually host it for you. You can also use Render to actually host it. You don't need to pay anything, right? So I've hosted one of them here, which is this, right? So this one is self-hosted. Now, if you are hosting on Render, every once your site is idle for a time, the server is going to go to sleep, right? Server is going to go to sleep, but the moment it sends any request, it's going to wake it up again. So this is the one we use in training our students as well at the office. So this is what we are going to be testing today, right? We are going to be testing. This is the OWASP version, the OWASP Juice Shop that was built for learning. We hosted it. If you want to learn how you can host your own on Render as well, just drop it at the comment section. We are going to make a video about it if we have enough people requesting for it. Okay, so now back to Bob. After you have downloaded your Bob and you have installed it, just open it up, right? I think my own is still loading, so I'm just going to hold on for it to finish loading, right? Let me see. Okay, it's up. So this is Bob, right? Bob has loaded. So the first thing I want to go to is Proxy. Then I will launch the browser, right? So Bob comes with his own browser, and the browser is already configured for Bob to capture the web traffic that is going through this browser. So you don't need any configuration. But if you are not comfortable using their own browser, Chromium browser that comes with Bob, what you need to do is configure your own browser, your favorite browser, to send traffic to Bob's suite. So if you also want a video on how that is done, you can let us know. We'll plan towards it, right? So we are going to launch the OWASP right here, inside here. Now, one thing about Bob's suite is every single request, like you can see, the request that we just put on the website, a get request, we are getting the content of the site. You can see every single thing is being captured right here inside Bob, giving you the information of what is actually going on, right? So that is how powerful the Bob is. So you can see different requests, all the requests that were sent to make this page load successfully are captured right here. So now if you look at this OWASP Juice Shop, this is just a basic shopping cart, right, with registration details. Let me log out. So we have a login page here, customer feedback, and so on. Here we have shopping cart. We can change our language, and we can also search for items if we are looking for a specific item, right? So first thing, we are here to check for broken access control. Now broken access control in the sense that uh, we want to see how this platform is handling requests and the response that is returned, right? So when the platform sends a request to the server, what response are we getting? That's the first thing we want to see. So we are going to just try to log in, right? We want to log into this platform. So I'm going to use maybe this email address, and then I'm going to also just put a password. What password can I use? So let me just put some random password here, right? Then I'm going to click on login. Excuse me. Now it says invalid login, invalid email or password, right? So now I'm going to head over to my Bob, and then I'll look at the request. So I can see this request or resources user, then login. I'll click on it. Now clicking on it, I can see the email I put here and the password, right? So this information, I'm going to send it to what is called the repeater right here, and then I'll just click on this part, which is raw, right? I'm going to click on raw. Now when I click on it, it's going to be on straight line like this. Now first thing first, I can begin to do different like password guessing. So I can test admin 123, and then I'll click on send, and it says 401 unauthorized. So email our password is invalid. I can test, so I can begin to do, let me check for admin one, just some random stuff, same thing, right? So obviously it's either the email here is wrong or the password is wrong, or both of them are wrong, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to try and create an account legitimately. So I'll come over here and say not yet a user. So I'm going to create a free account. So my account, let me say praise@test.com. Then I'm going to put some password 12345. My password is 12345 here, right? But here it said that okay, so 5 characters, that settles it. But then a normal system should not allow me to use 12345 as password, right? Because if I click on this password advice, you can see that 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me show you what I'm saying. This, this, and this, right? So you can see them, that they are required before I can actually proceed with this. I'm going to ignore it to see how the system behaves. Then here I'm going to click on date of birth. Instead, let me choose something simple. Let me just put testing, right? Then I'll click on register. Okay, it said registration is successful. I don't know if you can see it. It's a registration completed, right? So I can log in. So let me come back to my Bob right here at Prosy, the HTTP history. I'll scroll down. I see security questions, API user. Oh, nice. Now, you see, this is the REST request that was sent to the server, my email, my password, my repeat password, then security question and security answer with the date I created the account and when the account was updated, right? Okay, this is a valuable information. We are going to need it, so let's leave it here. But then before we proceed, if you look at this response, right? This is response. If you look at response, you see that it says success with a status code of 201, which is created. And then looking at this data, right? The data that we supplied here, we supplied email, password, security question, and security answer. But here we can see that we have username, right, which was not originally here. We can also see that we have a role as administrator, which was not also here, right? And then every other thing that you can see here. Okay, so excuse me. Now let's first of all go and log in to this test.com. Password is 123456. So let's log in. Okay, so we are logged in successfully, right? We are successfully logged in. You can see it here. So now we can check our order history. Of course, we don't have any yet. We can check for our payment options, which we haven't added anyone yet, right? We can also check for, we can just browse through. This our digital wallet currently is empty, right? You can see we have, there is a new crypto stuff there. Okay, so now okay, let's go back. Mm, so now we have this. Okay, what we want to do next is to look for the admin uh, page. Remember, we are talking about broken access control, right? So let's see. Right here, we are going to say admin, right? So click on admin, and can see that we are still here. We are not in the administrative page. So meaning that this is not the administrative page. We can try something like backend. You can easily grab a list of commonly named backend system, right? So you can try them out. We have administrator and so on, but I'm not going to be doing that much guessing. So what I want to do in this video, we are first going to be locating the administrative page, then we can call it we can end the video for then we'll take the next part of how we can get into the admin panel, right? So in order for us to gain access please hold on please. Okay, so in order for us to look for the administrative panel without much guessing, we are going to click on window, your control button, your shift and J, or you can just come over to this three dot here, right? Scroll down till you see the more tools. No, not more tools here. Then you are going to see developer tools. So you click on it, right? So it's going to load up for us like this. So when it loads for us, sometimes your own is going to be loading in this place. What you need to do is to come over to to sources, right? Source. So come to sources and look for anything that you can use that you know is relating to the site. For example, we have a script.js here. So this is probably what is rendering all the script. Like you can see the links, header links, everything here, right? So it is safe to say that this is what is rendering most of the site's stuffs, right? Then if we check this next one, let's see what is inside. Okay, I don't think there's much we can find here. So let's check this main.js. We are particularly more interested in this main.js and script.js, right? So what we be looking for here, we are looking for something like admin. So you are going to press Control F if you are using Windows. If it's Mac, you press Command F, right, to find. So now I'm going to type admin. Now here you see I have 11 attributes, like total attribute that is bearing admin. I have 11 right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just press enter to look for. Now what you are looking for, okay, what you are actually looking for is something like path or URL or href, right, which is hyperlink. So I can see that here I have path to administration. I'll copy it. Then I also have another one here called accounting, and I have about us. then I have address and all these other details. Wow, right? Okay. So firstly, I'm interested in that admin part. I'll copy it, right? This one. I'll copy it, Control C. Then I'll come over here and paste it. Then let me see. So good. Meaning we have found the administrative page. You can see it say you are not allowed to access this page. So this is actually the admin page. We have found it, but now we don't have authorization to access this page. So in the next video, we are going to be accessing this page by passing this authorization and accessing this page. So you see how broken access control can give out your application to the wrong hands if it's not properly done, right? Okay, so if this is your first time of watching our videos, or you have been watching us but you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are watching from any platform other than WhatsApp, please follow us, right? And drop your comments of what video you would like to see. If there is any particular thing that you are not clear of, also drop it at the comment section. One of our experts will respond to it, right?